Smash Ultimate DLC has been incredible. Starting with the 2018 Game Awards bombshell, each new fighter announcement left a shockwave heard around the gaming community. The first DLC pack has introduced new and exciting series to Smash, both related and unrelated to Nintendo. Joker from Persona 5, a series more or less exclusive to PlayStation, with no chance of seeing the Smash stage, stole the show at the Game Awards, and needs to be nerfed. Hero from Dragon Quest, the granddaddy of all JRPGs and influential to many franchises, including some already featured in Smash. Banjo, the N64 mascot that touched many a childhood for the better, and arguably one of the most requested fighters for Smash. And Terry, who few really asked for, but many fell in love with. These new challengers pushed the Smash series to not just be a celebration of Nintendo, but gaming in general. So what could possibly cap off a DLC pack that hyped up millions of fans worldwide? Well, I'll tell you what it wouldn't be. Fire Emblem. Could you imagine the salt? Oh man, could you imagine the complaining? The anime swordsman's memes would go on forever. There's no way Sakurai would do such a tone-deaf move. You just couldn't help yourself, huh? Like it or not, Byleth is the 5th DLC fighter. Not Geno, not Doomslayer, not Phoenix Wright, not Arl, not Crash, but another anime swordsman. With now 8 fighters from the Fire Emblem series, I can see why the salt is bursting through the roof. It's clear this edition is nothing short of disappointment for a vast majority of Smash fans. Meanwhile, surprise! I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. You may not know it because I try to hide it, but it's one of my favorite series. For reals, I'm not lying, I'm telling the truth. I bet you didn't know that. So naturally, as a Fire Emblem fan and Three Houses fan, I'm stoked. Bring on the salt! As a Smash fan, however, I'm slightly disappointed Sakurai went this route. How can you be both excited and disappointed? That's a good question. I'm not sure if I can accurately convey why right now, but maybe if I cover why I'm excited as a Fire Emblem fan and why I'm disappointed as a Smash fan, I can maybe find a good answer. First, my hype. Three Houses was my game of the year for 2019. It is a special game. It left a significant impact on the direction for the series, merging both classic and new elements to please both sides of the fanbase. It does have a legacy, albeit short right now, so maybe legacy is not the right term. It's building its legacy, I guess you could say. It's my 3rd favorite game in the series, as of right now. I put Echoes and Path of Radiance above it, but Three Houses is up there in terms of gameplay, characters, and story for the most part. There's a few hiccups, but anyway, I love Three Houses. And this could potentially help Three Houses sell even more. It already became the highest selling Fire Emblem game within 3 or 4 months, so I feel like putting it in Smash along with the power of the Switch is really gonna help the sales just skyrocket. Well, maybe not skyrocket, it will help boost sales. I'm not gonna say crazy and it's gonna sell 10 million copies or anything like that. That's unheard of for a JRPG, not named Final Fantasy. I do think that with the help of Smash, they can definitely hit 5 million. Anyway, I think that this is an advertisement decision. Maybe Sakurai's wants was here as well, but for sure they looked at it and say, hey, we can advertise this game even more. Let's put it in like we do every Fire Emblem. They even revealed Wave 4 DLC for Three Houses on the same day. They must believe there's a chance Smash will boost the sales if that's the case. Granted, some of that has to do with the power of the Switch, but I digress. Talking about Byleth, they are a Marth clone! Next to Robin, Byleth is the most unique Fire Emblem character. Corrin kind of is unique, but she still counters, so we'll just say no. It's still pretty Fire Emblem to me. We look at Byleth and his arsenal of weapons, you can't say it's another anime swordsman. It's an anime jack of all trades, or an anime Swiss army knife. But that's what I really love about it. Fire Emblem is more than just swords and dragons, although that is a huge part. There are other weapons to use, spear, axe, bow. Even Byleth's sword is unique, being a sword whip. It feels like Byleth is paying more homage to the game as a whole rather than just his one weapon. That makes sense. Another thing that sets Byleth apart from the other Fire Emblem fighters are his movements in general. He's a slightly faster than Robin, which makes him fairly heavy compared to the other Fire Emblem fighters. The axe packs a lot of punch, the spears offers great reach, and the bow gives him a projectile. A lot of Byleth's moves seem to be focused on killer damage attacks, rather than quick repetitive strikes. And granted, you probably have to mix it up to keep your opponent guessing, but I can see players strategizing ways to get their opponents in precarious situations so they can land that epic finishing blow. He's not going to be fast. Byleth won't be fast by any means. He will have an air game, he will have reach, maybe not vertical reach. From the sides, he's got it covered with the spear, and then he'll have a lot of power. Unfortunately, Smash Ultimate is a game about speed. You look at Joker and Pikachu being as high up in the tier list as they are. It's all about the speed and how much damage you can do with combos. I don't know if Byleth is going to be necessarily tournament great or top tier. Perhaps once you get into it nitty gritty and find combos that work for him, maybe it will work out. But don't expect a fast character. Garreg Mach Monastery as a stage, I like. Yeah, it's somewhat basic, but I enjoy its simple beauty. The changing scenery reminds me of a mix between Skyloft and the Castle Siege stages. I love seeing the students in the back. It makes the stage feel a little more alive, because otherwise it's pretty boring, let's be honest. There's not much going on. I don't know, it almost feels like, okay, we need to make something quick with, low effort. We'll do Garreg Mach Monastery, and then some of the places that we're in the monastery, you can break the tables. Does that do anything? Nope. You can just break the tables. Okay, fun. But I do like it more than the Dragon Quest stage. That's a little too basic for my liking. But the Fire Emblem one, I really appreciate for its transferring to different areas and how the stage changes based on which area you're in. And I know that's like a concept like with Skyloft, but still, it's good to see that in the context of Garreg Mach. Is it the best stage that we ever had? No, not by a long shot. Is it the worst stage we ever had? I don't think so. And it's not the most boring either. But among the DLC, it's probably lower tier. Not the lowest, but low tier. As a Fire Emblem fan, I appreciate the fan service that's in there. Waifu roll call: Petra, Dorothea, Edelgard, Hilda, Flane, Ingrid, and last but certainly not least, Mercedes. Mercedes? Where are you, Mercy? Where'd you go? Why have you failed me, Sakurai? At least you got the gatekeeper. The trailer itself was pretty good. Better looking than a lot of the cutscenes from the game, actually. Byleth actually shows emotion at times. In the game, he's just such a blank slate. There's just nothing going on there. I know they did it on purpose. It's just not my cup of tea. I like seeing the main character emote. And here we have, not so much the male Byleth because he's too cool for school, but female Byleth is just all kinds of just happy to be here. and I actually love it. It gives her even more personality than she had before. That's what we've been waiting for! And of course, Sothis' sass is always appreciated. Beautiful. Just calling out people left and right. Lastly is the music. I'm so disappointed that Three Houses OST wasn't nominated at the Game Awards. That's a whole other rabbit hole that I don't have time to go over. Thankfully, more people can now enjoy this wonderful OST. There's only 11 tracks, but some of my favorites are on there. Folding Winds, Tearing Through Heaven, Chasing Daybreak, Between Heaven and Earth. That's such good... Oh, Blue Skies in a Battle. That is my favorite track by far. It's amazing. I love it. So glad we're going to have that on a Smash stage. There is one odd admission. I mean, I guess you could argue there's multiple odd admissions. But the one that gets me is God-Shattering Star. Why is that not on here? That's one of the most epic song tracks in the game. It's just not there. Maybe it's too spoilery? Maybe Sakurai didn't play the Golden Deer route. Well, you crazy? Of course he did. He plays everything. Yeah, you're right. Of course he did. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe the opera man is not his cup of tea. I don't know. Also, there's only one remix. Why? Come on. Really? I would have loved to see Blue Skies in a Battle, see a remix for that, or Folded Winds. A remix of Folded Winds would have been awesome. Also, Garreg Mach Monastery. What if we try to get a, funky beat going on with it? I don't know, why was there not enough music there? Probably because it's such a new game that they had enough time to work on a remix per se. Anyway, it's not that big of a deal. At least we got one, and we got 11 tracks, so there's plenty of Fire Emblem music to listen to, so I will live. And now for a side of extra salty pretzels. Do we really need 8 Fire Emblem fighters? Is it really necessary? I get the need to advertise the Fire Emblem series. I get it. But do you need to do it for every title? I don't think so. Does Sakurai love Fire Emblem that much that he has to do it for every new game? Or is Nintendo just forcing him to do it? Or does Intelligent Systems hold his cat hostage until he agrees to add more Fire Emblem characters? We may never know. At this point, it's pretty much tradition. New Smash game means multiple new Fire Emblem characters. So the chances of getting another Fire Emblem character in the second pack has gone down greatly, right? Right? Still, I am excited, but I feel for those who were hoping for something new, something exciting. There are so many other series that deserve to be in Smash that to give another spot to Fire Emblem seems, not that he's running out of ideas, but that playing favorites too much. I mean, he can do what he wants, and again, I'm happy for Byleth. I can't wait to play them. But I do feel like some series are just thrown to the wayside or not even acknowledged. Like Zelda, for example. When was the last time Zelda got a new rep that wasn't just Link as a different color? I mean, Zelda got a new skin, Ganondorf got a new skin, Sheik got some changes, I suppose. No new standout character not named Link. You know what I mean? And I feel bad for the Zelda series in that case. Meanwhile, Fire Emblem, yeah, all sorts of sword wielders and dragons and all sorts of nonsense. And I love Fire Emblem and it's one of my favorite series, but it seems it's just too much. You know what I mean? Awakening has 3 representatives. Awakening! If you had to do a Nintendo first party, I do think that Zelda would have been better. Or maybe a Metroid character or a new Animal Crossing character. That would have been pretty big. Granted, we got Isabelle already, so. With the way that the DLC Pack 1 was going, it felt like it was going to be another new third-party character. And the only person who put those rules, those guidelines of what the pack had to be, or what the fighter in the pack had to be, was the fans. There was like some quotes here and there and some misquotes here and there that people used to determine, oh, it had to be like a third-party character from a new series or something like that. But in the end, Nintendo never straight up said, yes, all of these characters will be from third-party companies, third-party IPs. They never said that. It was really only everyone else's fault for thinking that it would be, or that it was for sure a third-party character. It's not bad to be disappointed. It's not bad to get your expectations too high, I suppose. But, you know, as they say, hype responsibly. Understand that not everything is set in stone, especially with Nintendo. They just do what they want. You think you can predict them, and then boom, they go and do Ring Fit Adventure. Or boom, they give you Byleth. You think Doomslayer, boom, Byleth. So just think another Fire Emblem character, and then we'll get Geno or something. I am glad that they revealed Byleth last in the Fighter Pass. Imagine starting off the pass with Byleth. That would have left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. And I think Joker was a pretty brilliant way of starting off. And having Byleth at E3 probably would have fallen flat as well because Fire Emblem hadn't come out yet, you know what I mean? I guess you could have argued switching it with Terry, but both Byleth and Terry have somewhat of a small influence in the community, at least the Smash community. Well, I mean, I argue Fire Emblem has a bigger influence. But anyway, like in the grand scheme of things, they're both kind of small, popularity-wise. So maybe it would have been better if you had Byleth at 4th, but I think having him the last one and then promising 6 more fighters after that is still good. It gives you the comfort that, okay, this is not the end. We're not ending off the wrong foot here. There's still more to come. My favorite L block, Tetris L block, has a chance to be a fighter in Smash. Don't you worry. It's almost kind of damage control. It's like, yeah, Byleth is probably not what you wanted, but hey, you got more to look forward to, so don't burn my house down, please. Thank you. Please don't harass Sakurai. He just is making the game he wants. Please leave him alone. So how can I be excited and disappointed at the same time? I think it comes down to having empathy. I can't wait to try out Byleth in Super Fire Emblem, I mean Smash Brothers. But not everybody's the same way. I understand that yes, there are too many blue-haired anime swordsmen that fight dragons in Smash. I agree that 8 characters in a 75-character roster is absurd for a series not named Mario or Pokemon. So in that sense, I'm disappointed. But I'm still excited. That may have made no sense, but I tried my best. And I will play Byleth come January 28th. I will try to main him. However, despite my disappointment with The Last Fighter, Smash Ultimate's first DLC pack has been glorious. Yeah, it ended kinda shaky, but with 3 heavy hitters, Sakurai knocked it out of the park and into my bank account. Seeing how glorious the first Fighter Pass was, I'm eager to find out what Sakurai has in store for us next. Now, I've heard you guys wanted a new Zelda character. Yeah? So I pulled some strings. Yeah? Shadow Link joins the battle. I spoil you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. A lot of this is ad-libbed. If you couldn't tell, I'm kind of going off script here. Don't have much time. There's so much to be doing and there's so much work. And they also released the darn DLC coverage. I mean, glad we finally got to see what Fire Emblem Three Houses DLC is about, but why on the same day? Are you kidding me? So I don't know. I might try to do an analysis on it. It'll be very brief, I suppose. Well, not very brief. Nothing is very brief with me. That's impossible. I might try to do something. We'll see. There's just a lot going on. A lot of projects I have in mind. If you liked what you see and heard, please give us a subscribe. Or watch my other videos that are much better prepared than this one. I promise. I'm also working on my Best of Nintendo City 2019 video, so look forward to that. And it'll kind of be a 3,000 subscribers special. Thank you so much, guys, for helping me get to that point. I think I'm kind of going all over the place right now, so I'll just end the video here. Goodbye, you good people. Hey, it could have been worse. We could have got a 4th Awakening character like Tharja or Frederick. Don't tempt me.